very much informative and very much useful to you, all of you. So now I will go with my session on single-use plastics, which is a burning issue nowadays. So let I start my presentation. Myself, Dr. Ashwin Kumar Mohapatra, as Dr. Santoshi already told about me. So I am going straightway starting my technical session. Just a minute. I am sharing my screen. Yeah, my screen is visible now.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Hello.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. It's visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. So we will go with the single-use plastics and introduction. So this is a slide, as you all know, what is the use of plastics in today's scenario? What spectra of applications are there of plastics in today's scenario? It's a versatile material. It has many advantages. Due to its advantages like lightweight, cost effective, easy availability and processing, corrosion resistance, and sustainability in the market in a very predominant way. In today's scenario, plastic has predominant application with respect to aerospace, with respect to automotive sectors, with respect to other transportations, with respect to agriculture. You can very well see here mulch film, every type of film where agriculture is there, there plastic is there. With respect to that also, here we have given only the figure of the films, where if you will see in agriculture line, all the piping system, all the irrigation system, all the micro irrigation system, all is going with the plastics only. So plastics is playing a vital role in the agricultural sector. And when we are telling the packaging, starting from food packing to drinking water, any oil can, in medicinal use, everywhere, any shampoo, anything you can, nowadays we are using the sanitizers, everywhere the package material, whenever we are telling, it is nothing but it is the plastics only. And you can very well see from this picture of healthcare, where we are using the syringe, needles, infusion bottles, IV set, everything is made up of plastics. And in energy harvesting also, plastic is playing a major role. Irrespective of that, plastic is there in very composite sectors. In plastics are using in the medical sectors. Plastics are now the backbone of the human beings where there is a operation. Whether it is a heart operation, whether it is a bone operation, where it is there, plastics is predominantly using by all the professionals due to its versatility in nature. This is a picture where we can tell What is plastics? What type of consumption is happening in Indian scenario in the
No,
plastics? So yeah,
sir,
please.
sir, your slides are not changing, sir.
Slide not changing.
No, sir.
Now it changed.
No, now also it is in introduction, like first slide only.
Okay, just a minute. This slide was not there.
No, sir.
This slide was not there.
Now it came, sir.
Okay, okay. When I am doing F5, but it is not in a presentation mode. It is a slide mode only. Now, is it a presentation mode or slide mode?
No, it is in slide mode, I think.
Actually, when I am doing presentation mode, it is not. Just a minute. I will go for F5. Okay. One second. There is no problem. Now the second slide came.
Huh.
Now it is in slide mode only.
Slide mode only.
Now it is in presentation mode. Hello.
It is in same format, sir. Just
But not in presentation mode.
no, just try to change the slide whether it is going or not.
Oh, okay. Just a minute. Uh, I'm putting in my yeah, ID. You please, otherwise you will share the slide. I will present.
Ah, fine, sir.
Okay, just a minute, please. Just a minute. Yeah, Dr. Santosh, it is there with my draft. You can uh, you can open and download the same. Will it be okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, please. Yes, it's visible.
Yes, sir.
It's in yes, slide mode.
It's not changing.
Not changing.
No.
Okay, you keep it in slide mode. Yes. Okay. Okay, it's good. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Understand.
So, second thing is that it is a plastic sector-wise consumption. If we will go with, can you zoom it somewhat? No, it is going out. Okay, leave it. Yeah, let it. So whenever we are telling, so this is a plastic sector-wise consumption. Whenever we are telling, it is in Indian context. If you will see, there is two types of plastic materials are there. One is thermoplastics, another one is some thermoset. So whenever we are thinking of thermoplastic consumption, it is always more as compared to the thermosets consumption. The thermoplastic consumption is 14,550 kiloton, whereas the thermoset consumption is 950 kiloton only. So this is as a study as of 2016-17. So accordingly, on the day by day, as per the growth of the technology, growth of the scenario, the plastic consumption increases in today's life from 14,550 to now itself it is coming more than 20,000 like that. So whenever we will see, whenever we are categorizing the same, then we are in plastic, thermoplastics, then the consumption is again, it is packaging, infrastructure, automotive sector, and your agriculture and others. If you will see in packaging sector, the plastic consumption is 43% in India, whereas in worldwide it is 35% only. In infrastructure point of view, it is 21% in India, worldwide it is 25%. In automobile sector, it is 16%, worldwide it is 17%. In agriculture, it is 2% only, whereas worldwide it is 8%. In other sector, it is 18% in India, and in worldwide it is 15% only. So if you will think, packaging has the predominant applications of plastics. Everywhere you can go across the world also the same scenario you may find. So whenever we are telling the packaging sector, from packaging sector itself we can understand that, as I have already told, we are using the food packaging, we are using the bottles, containers, we are using the plastic polythene bags, everything. This is one type of packaging items only. So as the consumption of packaging materials in plastics is more, so we should have take enough precautionary measures to control the packaging system, to reduce the packaging applications in plastic in such a way that it will not affect our environment. So that is the major concern, from which day by day, with the growth of the scenario of the technology, growth of the awareness of the people, growth of the nation, growth of the uh, worldwide applications of the plastics, slowly the category of single-use plastic came into the picture. So I'm just giving you the introduction how plastics became a more consumption in worldwide. Next slide. Rise of plastic consumption in India. So the plastic consumption in India is in 1996, it is 61,000. In 2000, it became 300,000 tons. In 2001, it became 400,000 tons. In 2007, it became 8,500,000 tons. Then in 2017, it became 1,78,78. You can tell 1 crore 78 lakhs tons plastic consumption increased in India per year. So this is the strategy. If in this strategy, if you will see by 2017 where we were, that is also a point of concern at all our end. So as the consumption of the plastics, as we have already discussed, there is a predominant application of the plastics. The consumption will be definitely more because it is replacing day by day, it is replacing other metal products also. Previously, we were not using plastics, but nowadays the consumption becomes very much high as compared to the previous scenario. Next slide. Okay. So this is per capita consumption of plastics. If you will see per capita consumption of the plastics, in US it is 109, in Europe it is 65, in China it is 38 kg, in Brazil it is 32 kg, in India it is 11 kg. So anyone can tell as compared to other countries, the consumption is very less in India. If we are thinking in such a mindset, then we may be wrong. Because if you will always compare your consumption with your population, as the Indian population is more as compared to US, as compared to Europe, as compared to Brazil. So even though the per capita consumption is less in case of India, but we are consuming more plastics because our population is very high as compared to other countries. So the per capita consumption of 11 kg also it is high, whereas in global average the consumption is 28 kg. So keeping in view of this, everyone should have some concern about our global issues because as consumption our population is high, and you might be knowing that due to consumption we are using the plastics and throwing here and there. By that means so many animals are dying, so many in seashore also we are throwing the littering we are doing frequently at our end. So that should be avoided. So that consumption of India, even though it is showing less, but we are using more plastics as compared to other countries also. Next slide. So whenever we are, that's why to in the initial stage itself to categorize the plastics, because plastics are recycling, thermoplastics are recycling in nature. So we have categorized it with the recycling logo from 1 to 7, where 1 represents the polyethylene terephthalate, 2 representing the high density polyethylene, 3 is the PVC polyvinyl chloride, 4 is LDP, low density polyethylene, 5th is polypropylene, 6th is polystyrene, and 7 is other materials. So according to the all materials, there is different use applications are there. So we have categorized this because we can give the codes to the plastics so that accordingly we may able to recycle the plastic. We can use it more and more. So we can go for value addition. We can go with a circular economy type of scenario because we can, once the material we are using, fresh material you are using, virgin material we are using, again we can recycle it and we can reuse it so that value addition will be there. So to identify the, because all materials to identify, we have gone with this type of identification codes. So 1 to 7, that identifications are existing in our context so that we can distinguish all type of plastic materials. Next, this one is plastic waste management scenario. What is the waste management scenario in India? In plastic waste management scenario in India, if you will see, it is 25,940 tonnage per day. It is the estimated plastic waste generation in India. Out of that, only 60% is collected at our end. That is 15,384 ton per day is collected and mostly recycled. Another 40% is a challenge to the society, challenge of the nation, how to handle this. Because it becomes uncollected, it becomes littered here and there. So traceability, its literateness by all the human beings, less awareness, everything becomes a challenge to all of us. And 6.92% average plastic waste in municipal solid waste. So 6.92% is going with the municipal solid waste. This all studies what type of plastic waste management, these all studies is always going by the Central Pollution Control Board, Ministry of Environmental, Forest and Climatic Chamber, Government of India. They are taking the initiation for the same, and they are always doing the data analysis, how we are handling the plastic waste in the country. They are providing all the data. Accordingly, government is taking the initiations, and we are trying to resolve some issues pertaining to this plastic waste management. Next. And we can go for waste characterization. Whenever we are going for waste characterization, 5 to 15% is due to the construction and demolition and slit. So that is C&D waste and slit waste. Organic and compostable due to food waste, vegetable and fruits, garden waste, we are getting 40 to 60%. 10 to 20% it is recyclable, resource recoverable, that is paper, plastic, metal, glass. And 20 to 30% is non-recyclable combustible, that is leather, cloth, rags, wood, non-recyclable plastics. So this is the waste characterization, how wastes are generating in our country, and what type of scenario is there in waste characterization, what type of wastes are there generally we are facing in day-to-day life. Next. So the next one is we have to take some precautions to reduce the waste at our end. So how to reduce the waste? So whenever we are liking to go for reduce the waste, so we should reuse the bags. We can produce the new bags. So if we can reuse the bags, produce the bags, and if anything we are using, we should use the branded one. Why? Now, because extended producer responsibility EPR concept is there in the government of India, where if you are taking any branded articles, they are taking some responsibility of its disposable or its recyclable. That type of scenario they are adopting. So we should go for ethical brands. Those are maintaining the ethics to protect our environment. So on that way we should go. We should buy second-hand items where it is available, where it is applicable, where we can go for that. And always we should try to repair the items and use it. And if we are going for any foods and packages, we should go for free. More things we should eat, we should not throw. And if the packaging anything is there, we should use the utensils. We should not use the plastics for every type of items packing. And we should store the items, we should store the foods without plastics. We should refill options. We should go for refilling. Every time we are taking a Dettol hand wash, one finished, we are going for another. No, we should go with a refill option so that the consumption will be less. And after all, we should have a development in the plastics of biodegradable options. So we should learn what is the biodegradable plastics, how we can consume the biodegradable plastics, what is the availability of the biodegradable plastics in the market, and always learn how to dispose and how to compost. Because even though we have a biodegradable plastics, it doesn't mean that biodegradable plastics, if we will throw here and there without any means, without any composting area, then it may not degrade. So for biodegradable plastics also, there is a requirement of the composting area. Proper compost area is required. On that compost area, only the biodegradable plastics can be degraded. Then, which is reusable, no need to dispose. We should reuse it. We should not dispose it. Next. Then now I am coming to single-use plastics. What do you mean by single-use plastics? Single-use plastics, as I have already told, the plastics became the predominant. That's why we cannot leave the plastics as such that it will affect our environment. So to avoid the same, we are going with the single-use plastics concept. So UNEP has given a definition to the single-use plastics. That definition is nothing but single-use plastics, often also referred to as disposable plastics, are commonly used for plastic packaging and include items intended to be used only once. That is our intention. It should be intended to be used only once before they are thrown away or recycled. These include, among other items, grocery bags, food packaging, bottles, straws, containers, cups, and cutlery. These all are, as per UNEP, they have declared these are the single-use plastics. UK has given its different definition on it, somewhat modification. All products that are made wholly or partly of plastics and are typically intended to be used just once and are for a short period of time before being disposed of. Short period of time, when the word short period of time is coming into the picture, everyone has a question. What is that period? What is that period? So properly no definition came on the short period of time. So UK has taken, so it is as per their concept, as per their definition for single-use plastics, they are keeping any product of plastic for a definite period of time where it cannot be used once more, like that scenario they are maintaining. EU has given its definition that single-use plastic means a product that is made wholly or partly from plastic and that is not conceived, designed, or placed on the market to accomplish within its lifespan multiple trips or rotations by being returned to a producer for refill or reused for the same purpose for which it was conceived. So you has given its definition. If you are using any plastic products, if it can be used, it can lifespan is there, it can be rotated, it can go to reproduce and reuse. Up to that time, you can tell that is a single-use plastic. Apart from that, Ministry of Environment and Forestry Climatic Chamber, Ministry of Environmental Forest and Climatic Chamber, Government of India has given its definition that followed the guidelines given by UNEP. Single-use plastics, often also referred to as disposable plastics, use and throw items. Once you are using, you are throwing it, are commonly used for plastic packaging and include items intended to be used only once before they are thrown away or recycled. The same thing. These also include, among other items, carry bags, food packaging, bottles, straws, containers, cups, and cutlery. So the Ministry of Environment has adopted the UNEP guidelines and they have here mentioned the use and throw concept if it is there and it is also intended to be used. So, and it can be recycled. So then this is known as the single-use plastics. Next. So single-use plastics, whenever the in Indian context, they have categorized. This is one type of thin carry bags. See now, whatever I am showing, this is again it is already changed. The thin carry bags up to 50 microns it was there. So small wrapping packaging. So time to time, government guidelines are coming for single-use plastics. Ministry of Environment and Climatic Chamber is amending its plastic waste management rules in 2021 also. They have also changed some time of keeping in view of the industrial concept, industrial goals, industrial existence in the country. They are time to time facilitating to the environment, as well as facilitating to the circular economy, as well as developing, promoting the new entrepreneurs, promoting the industries, so that there will be a sustainability at each end. It is not that we will go in one sided, other side will be blank. So according to that, whatever I am showing, it is a exemplary that is there. So there may be some changes in the microns, there may be changes in the 200 ml time to time, that modifications are coming. So don't record it as such. Okay. So it is thin carry bags. These are the items I am telling. Don't go with the microns like that. Thin carry bags, small wrapping packaging films, what we are using in the packing time of things. Then cutleries, foamed cups, bowls, plate, cutlery, laminated bowls and plates, cigarette butts, small plastic bottles of less than 200 ml, non-oven carry bags, straws and stirrers, small plastic cups and containers, earbuds, expanded polystyrene, roadside banners. These all things they are declaring as a single-use plastics. Next slide. So, in single-use plastics, what are the actions in our states and union territories as of now has taken? So still there is some changes came. I'm just briefing some previous things. In the recent scenario also, so many actions has been taken by the states and union territories. 23 out of 28, 23 number of states and 8 number of union territories issued regulations pertaining to ban on plastic carry bags and or other single-use plastic items. Some states and union territories introduced partial ban on carry bags or single-use items. Prohibitive regulations have been successful in some states and union territories, especially in Sikkim, Himachal Pradesh, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu. Need for synchronization among regulations at central and state level. If anyone might have visited Gangtok, they might have addressed, even though if you are going with the car person will very well address you. Don't throw any plastic bag outside the car. You keep in the car itself. After finishing of your journey, it will be disposed in the right place. So this type of information might have received at your end if anyone has gone to the Gangtok. Am I right or hello? Am I audible or not, Santoshi? Dr.
Yes,
Santoshi?
sir.
So, anyone has visited this Sikkim, in the sense Gangtok site? I have my own experience. So, they are very stringent. So, this is the awareness among their car drivers also, because otherwise heavy penalty is there to them. Okay, next slide. So status of ban on plastic products, as I have already told, it is 78% complete ban. Out of 23 states, 18 states completely ban, 5 states partial ban, and in union territories, carry bags 100% ban. In cutlery point of view, it is 35% in 8 states, and in union territories, it is 22%, and in not banned single-use plastics, it's 18%. So this is the status. So nowadays, slowly the banning is predominantly, and recently also Government of India has given an assignment to CIPET to look into the small scale industries, MSME, Khadi village industries. Those are going with the plastic items, and sudden banning on the single-use plastics compared a lot to the industries. So any alternatives of the same can be find out to them and given a suggestion, so that the industries can further grow. So that is the task, that in that way also Government of India is trying, and hopefully slowly all industries will come from the same, and development will definitely come. Next slide. So whenever we are telling this much things we are discussing, there is no meaning if we don't have any behavioral change, because we are taking a chocolate for our wards or for anyone, but we are throwing the packaging plastic on the road itself. We are not doing the proper disposal of the same. So there should be a behavioral change. So we should have some Swachhata Hi Seva campaigning. In 2019, government has launched this. Beach cleaning drive also it has been done, and awareness created in the schools through 1 lakh eco clubs. Awareness created for adopting the principle of 6 R's: reuse, recycle, rethink, reproduce, reduce, repair, every concept. So if we don't have any behavioral change, then we cannot control the plastic waste. So in the scenario of the plastic waste, littering is the main cause. Littering is the main cause which is always giving a punch to the society, due to which we are not able to control the plastic waste. So in that way, government and all municipality, state governments, central government, everyone is coming forward and working to resolve the issues. Next. So what strategies we should follow so that we can control the plastic waste? So we should follow some strategies, that we should have some innovation in design of plastic products. We should have some marking technique to know the single-use plastics, so that awareness will be created among all of us if we have some marking of single-use plastics. And we should have a collection and segregation requirement. So door-to-door collection, source collection in case of single-use plastics, and awareness to avoid littering. So that is also there. Segregation of waste material at source, collection of and oxo biodegradable products separately. If we are collecting the plastic waste and as well as biodegradable plastics also simultaneously, there is no meaning of the collection. So that should be also separately collected. So waste material at source, door to door nowadays in municipality, they are taking the things in a different way. They are maintaining the different dustbins where they are telling to segregate plastic items differently, dry items differently, liquid waste differently, like that. So that type of collection, that type of segregation will enhance the plastic waste recycling, so that by these strategies it will definitely helpful to the society, to the environment. And the next thing is promoting sustainable plastics recycling business models. How we can promote, we can give some awareness, we can try to make some new entrepreneurs. Those will come forward to handle the plastic recycling. So value addition of the recycled grade needs to be created. Anyone is doing the recycling, anyone is adapting the recycling, how we can make it value added, so that it will give a motivation, it will promote the entrepreneur to proceed further. Then second one, introduction of recycled content in single-use plastics. If we are going for single-use plastics also, how much recycled content will be there in a single-use plastics? Is it there? No, it should not be at all. Availability of recycling facilities and market for reused and recycled products. So anywhere, any market, any mall, any predominant place, there should be some segregations, there should be some awareness that facilities of recycling. If it is not there also, collection centers may be there. And it should be marked in a proper way that plastic should be used, plastic should be disposed here for its recycling purpose. And adapting of some chemical recycling techniques, setting up recycling plants in rural areas, cities with subsidies and tax incentives on capital investments and products. Those are liking to go for the same. Government should facilitate some incentive on their capital investment, and some large statewide entities with PPP mode also it can be, and multinational corporation towards the waste product recycling, that should be also. This type of promotion activities should be carried out for the sustainable plastic recycling business models. These promotions may be helpful for a better recycling things. Next. Yeah. So another one is EPR and circular economy and source collection. That is 3R. You should reduce the plastic waste, reuse it, recycle it, which will directly, indirectly will give you the circular economy. There is already a chapter, already a session is there by eminent person regarding the circular economy. He will give a brief knowledge and information regarding this circular economy on our session. So I am not going to that, but this reduce, reuse, and recycle type of techniques definitely increase our economic prospects, and it will reduce the plastic waste. Then industrial composting facilities are required in cities, and methods for compostable plastic to be devised based on Indian climatic conditions. According to our condition, according to our climate, we should have some composting facilities we have to develop. And there should be introduce of some financial incentives to change the habits of consumers, retailers, and manufacturers, enacting strong policies that push for a more circular model of design and production of plastics. So some incentive type of criteria will definitely give a sustainable thing to the society to reduce the plastic and to increase the plastic waste management and reuse of the plastics, and somewhat give a protection to our environment. Then funding support for more research and development of alternative materials such as development of biopolymers, oxo-biodegradable polymers, microorganisms degrading plastic waste. So some type of research and development still it requires, and the government should give the funding things in this regard to the reputed institute, so that some research in this regard will definitely helpful for the recycling of the plastics in a better way. So in accordance with the UNEP, the ban on single-use plastics may be targeted phase-wise so as to allow the industries to embrace alternative solutions without affecting their business. As I have already told, government is taking its utmost care to balance the scenario, banning of single-use plastics, promoting the industries, sustainability of the industries, and as well as the plastic growth. Because without plastics, we don't have any life. So everything we should balance and we should proceed ahead. Next. Then these are the institutional mechanisms we can follow. Waste generation mandate to segregate plastic waste. Municipal bodies responsible for collection, segregation, transportation, and disposable. That also be. State government to set up state level monitoring committee regarding the same. State or district to provide land, funds of plastic recycling and processing. Waste to energy, plastics to roads. Already on that day, on the first day itself, SAR has taken a class, and as you all know that nowadays many plastic roads are there and many plastic tiles are also there. There is a park at Dogs Park at Hyderabad, which is made of the recycling plastic waste of tiles. And energy recovery in cement plants, cement clean they are using, no landfill policy, etc. Chhattisgarh they are going with that. So etc. This all things has to be followed and this type of institutional mechanism should be adapted so that we can go for reduce in the plastic waste, and we can properly use the plastic waste so that it will not affect the environment. Next, as I have already discussed about the strategy for disposal of plastics, adapting of the 6 R's, that is reduce, ban of selective single-use plastics so that it will achieve the target of reduce policy, reduce strategy. Then reuse, national framework on EPR, extended producer responsibility. As you know, nowadays in Bhubaneswar, it is not that much predominantly applicable, became applicable. But if you will go with the metropolitan cities, whatever the milk pouches we are taking, if we can also return the same by properly cleaning it, properly drying it. If we are keeping, we can return it, and for that also they are providing the value for the same. So extended producer responsibility, who is giving the milk pouch, he has the responsibility to take back the polythenes from you for its safe disposal and its recycle and reuse. So that concept should be adopted at every states, every cities, every corner of the country. Then it is recycle is nothing but it is the circular economy based on the recycle and reuse strategy. We can add the value added can be done. We can recover development of adequate recycling capacity that will helpful in recover the valuable plastics, because many plastics are also coming with metals. If you are going with the e-plastic waste, the computer, CD, or your floppy drive, disk, anything. So some metal things are, chips are also there, metal things are also there, plastics are also there. So we should have some development technique to separate the recover the plastic items from other items. So that technique that should be there with us. Then redesign. Redesign is nothing but it is the design for an environment. According to our environment, we should encourage redesigning for multiple use or for alternate use of the plastics. If one thing is not possible, if the same bucket for the purpose of bucket we have used that plastics, and after it's a certain time of use, if it can be designed differently and can given a different shape and used for the other purpose, then remanufacture. So remanufacturing is nothing but it is the development of the multi-use plastics. It's used for the different purposes. So that way, if we can remanufacture this type of 6R concept will definitely give a strategy for disposal of plastics in a better way, so that it may affect, it will not affect the environment with, due to the plastics littering in our society. Next. So these are the recommendations for the R&D. You can go for use, you can study the end of life, you can go for landfill, you can go for energy recovery researches, you can go for plasma pyrolysis technology, you can go for recovery of energy or fuel, you can go for material design, you can go for any monomer processing, you can go for manufacture of plastic resins, you can go for many types of fabrication. As I have rightly told, you can go for tiles, you can go for recycling tile basins, everything. So these are the R&D, still it is there. One can proceed for the same. Next. So this is the single-use plastic banned across the country. So it is more or less across the globe, everywhere they are banning. So like that, India is also banning the single-use plastics so that we can protect our environment. Next. Then elimination of single-use plastics, as I have already told. Don't use the plastic bags. Go with your own bag whenever you are going to the market. Don't use the single plastic straws. Don't use plastic bottles. Don't use plastic cups whenever we are drinking water or drinking coffee, anything. Don't use the spoons, straws, earbuds, then your plastic cups, plastic plates, everything. So we have to eliminate this type of single-use plastic so that we can have a better life with our environment. So saying no to single-use plastics should be concept with everyone. So everyone should, as a responsible citizen of the country, everyone should have devote his mind to in a better way to handle the single-use plastics so that they can very well tell, no, we will not use any single-use plastics. So say no to single-use plastics. Next, this is the some pictures I am showing. So how the littering is predominant. You can go for any storage area, municipal storage area. You can go for any picnic spots. You can go for corner of the seashores. Everywhere you can go, you will find this type of littering. So how hazardous this is, you can just imagine, and how much animals are dying due to this littering of the plastics. We are throwing the foods inside the plastics that one cow or anyone is taking, and they are losing their life. So we all should be very much concerned on the same. Next. This is the suitable alternatives to single-use plastics. So whenever we are telling carry bags, we should go for jute bags, cloth bags, or paper bags. Whenever we are telling the cutlery, plastic cutleries, so we can go for paper plates, lip plates, paper or the earthen cups or glass, wooden spoons, paper straws, aluminium, plus paper pouches in place of container lids, wooden trays like that. In case of non-woven carry bags, we can again go for jute bags, cloth bags and paper bags, because previously you might have seen in our childhood, we were getting any loose items in the grocery shop with a paper thonga. We were telling a paper packaging. That is thonga in turn that we were telling that. So in that mode only they were providing. But slowly, slowly the polythene came into the picture. It became easy to all of us. So we should avoid that. We can go for replacement because we have some concern for our environment. And items like earbuds, balloon sticks, etc., you should go for wood, you should go for bamboo, and or you can go for paper. Flex banners and PVC banners are totally prohibited. So you should go for cloth banners. You can go for lightweight textile fabric, wrinkle resistance wrap knit, natural fiber based sandwich board, resin infused papers, and partial boards. That is the alternatives. Next. So alternatives to single-use plastics, as I have already told, stainless steel, glass, platinum silicon, beeswax coated cloth, natural fiber cloth, wood, bamboo, pottery, and other ceramics. These are the replacement to the single-use plastics. Next. So suitable alternatives for single-use plastics, again thoroughly if you will see, stainless steel you can use. It is tough and easy to clean. So you can very well use to reusable food and beverage storage. And it is predominantly nowadays, recently it is used for the multi-purposes. You can replace single-use cups, kitchen storage, lunch boxes, and more with this durable metal. While not biodegradable. Glass is not biodegradable, but glass is inert, inexpensive, and infinitely recyclable. So you can go for glass. Then platinum silicon, look for silicon products without plastic fillers. You can go for that. So these all are the suitable alternatives. Next, beeswax coated clothes, which can usually a permanent replacement, primarily a replacement for plastic wrap and plastic bags. It is easy to use and easy to clean. It also smells great. And natural fiber cloths also you can use to be an alternative to the plastics. You can go with the bamboo. You can children toys, everything nowadays available with the plastics. Whereas you can go with the clothes also. You can go for wood for the cutlery items, kitchen utensils, cutting boards. Nowadays we are using the plastic boards, whereas you can go for the cutting boards with the wood also. You can go for the bamboo. The fast growing renewable resource can replace plastic in items like tableware and drinking straws. It's lightweight, durable, and compostable. Pottery and other ceramics also around for millennia. Pottery and other fired ceramics offer a stable, waterproof alternative that is good food storage and tableware. Look for non-toxic glazes. Last you can see it is paper and cardboard also you can use. So keeping in mind that anything you buy has an environmental footprint. Though longer lasting than plastic, things made from glass, metal, and so on still take energy to make and transport. For these swaps to make sense, you need to use them over and over and over again. Buying well made, durable products will help ensure you get the most use from whatever you choose. So, this is the mindset. We should change our mindset. We should go in a very predominant way. We should keep our mind very eye catching so that whenever we are purchasing anything or any items in the markets, we should look into the things in a better way and we should proceed. Next, this is all about. Thank you all. Actually, I didn't continue further. Many slides are there as I am not feeling well. So, but however, I have completed how much, which is very much predominantly helpful to the participants. I have covered. However, the time is still there. So, any questions or anything in this thing, I will tell one more thing that nowadays there is a plastic neutrality, and that is also a concept came. The plastic neutrality is not nothing but it is that it is the responsibility of every individuals whenever any industry is collecting any type of their plastic products, if they can recover it and they will recycle it, so they can show it to the government in the form of tonnage how much they recollected. And even though one human being, if anyone is recollecting any plastics and for the recycling purpose, so they are giving a credit to them. It is a credit to the individuals, it may be a credit to the industry, it may be a credit to the society. So today's concept came with plastic neutrality, so or plastic credits. So any individuals or any citizen or any of the industries who can give the value added in collecting or recycling the plastic products, they are getting the plastic credits accordingly that may be recognized by the government. That concept is also coming in the near future. Thank you all for your patience hearing. Thanks a lot. So any questions, you please have your questions. Thank you.
Yes, participants, if you are having any question, then you can ask, sir.
Anyone, any question, please?
No questions?
Okay, then no.
Someone is writing insightful presentation. Okay. If you are having any queries, then you can ask, sir, or else you can contact him through email also.
Yeah, you can note down my mail ID also, Dr. Ashwini Kumar Mohapatra @gmail.com. Dr. Ashwini Kumar Mohapatra @gmail.com. You can write any of your query.
You can directly send email to this.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Santosh.
Yes, sir. So, thank you, sir, for your insightful presentation. I think our participants have clarified many issues regarding single-use plastics, and they have learned many methods how or alternatives regarding single-use plastic. So, thank you, sir. It was a nice presentation. Thank you for giving us time and addressing our participants.
And thanks a lot, Dr. Santoshi, for nicely coordinating the sessions. And as I am not feeling well, you are only solely handling the things. Thanks a lot. Thank you
And
all for
fine,
your
sir.
patience hearing. Okay. We will join the next technical session at 2:30
2:30, yes, sir.
by one of our eminent speaker from IIT, Rukina.
Roorkee, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you all. Okay. Have your lunch break. And whatever the attendance, what is the formalities, please maintain your formalities because it is mandatory by the ATAL FDP.
Thank
So
you, sir.
that only you can able to get your certificate. And we request all the participants, you as you are devoting your time, you should because there is also a examination at the end of the day. So everyone is requested to participate because all eminent, we have arranged our level base with the eminent speakers for the sessions. So you please be there so that it will be quite informative to all of you. And your attendance is must, 80% attendance is mandatory. Minimum 80%, na, Dr.
Yes, sir.
Santoshi?
Yes, sir. 80%.
Minimum 80% attendance is mandatory. So don't forget to provide your attendance because once session completed, it is not in our hand to make any modification of the attendance process because it is all things are recording. Whatever you, who is absent, who is present, it is there. Everything is recording. So nobody can change anything. So you should have take your own responsibility to be a participant in all the sessions and maintain your attendance. And it is not a matter of attendance, it is a matter of achieving our knowledge. So for that purpose only, AICT is promoting this type of faculty development programs. It is definitely helpful to all of us. We are also faculties. So our own involvement is required. When we are involving us, then only we can give our involvement to our students. Thank you all. Good day. Take care. Take care of your health because now the pandemic of Omicron is going on everywhere. Everyone is more or less suffering from any type of fever or cold and cough like that. So as I am not feeling well, so Dr. Santosh is handling the same, but my request to all of you, please stay safe, take care of yourself, and all the best. Thank you. We will join at 2:30. Thank you, Dr. Santosh.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. Please join at 2:30 for our last session of today.
Thank you.
The link for next session will be same. We are maintaining same link for every session. So kindly join by using the same link. Thank you all. Have your lunch break.